So we are underway. First game of the North American Rival Series here in Week 3. And it's underway with Timon trying to win a challenge at midfield. Instead, it'll be Malakis who has to back him up. Malakis, high pop, looking to take out the defense, and it's Karma. Great concentration, avoiding the contact and getting the clear. Didn't quite get it completely out of harm's way, though, as Splice looked for that opening goal here in Game 1. Jay Wismont, though, beaten out by Timon. And so far, you would have to think that I think the pressure is more on Splice to get off to a quick start, because Manhattan, they've already proved that, they can handle this this league play season. And Splice, they're still trying to get out of the mud. Yeah, they're spinning their tires a little bit, trying to get started. They just haven't gotten off the ground yet. Jay Wismont, his shot over Timon. That could set someone up, but it won't. Instead, it'll be bombed away again. So big power clears on both sides of the field. Splice does feel like they're trying to use team plays more to get out of the zone, and we do see that quite a bit with Splice. They do put an emphasis on passing plays.
They certainly do, and it's improved a little bit. You're already seeing the results of that from the difference in last week to this week's play. We're seeing a lot more cohesion. It's coming in slow, but then again, this team, both sides right now, are testing the waters. No one wants to overcommit just yet.
Karma now trying to drop one down past the defense. Not a lot happening. The ball has really spent a lot of time at midfield, as it really has felt almost like a tennis match. Both teams headed back and forth, but no real progress. Not many scoring opportunities at all. That will be kicked away by Malakis. And now Jay Wismont, really the best scoring opportunity so far. But the shot goes well high, and Nose Dude takes out Malakis on the way back. Here comes Manhattan anyways, undeterred by the demo. Got a chance here off the turnover by Wismont, and Malakis' shot goes way off to the corner. Again, not a whole lot in front. There's one, and it's Timon finally taking advantage of a chance in front. A rare find these days, but they do score first.
Malakis' clear way back set up for a great transition to move up, and when the whole team places themselves into the box, it was a great chance at this. Splice wasn't able to make the clear. It was a really tough time for them. They've got to be able to tighten up those defensive rotations. They got to be able to get them out just as quick as we saw Manhattan do successfully on their half.
So Wismont now looking for Karma. The pass goes over her head. And so for Splice, they fall behind early. And you wonder when they start to, not necessarily enter panic mode, but maybe some doubt starts to creep in. Like, okay, here we go again. They've got to right the ship sooner rather than later. So that ball's kicked up. Malakis with a backflip, not able to catch up with it. And Dude with the nose, he could find Karma. The pass a little too strong. Karma will try to salvage the play, going to the ceiling. Set up Nose Dude, and the shot is wide. That really has been Splice's best opportunity by far in the early stages, and then Timon scores this, and Unthink, that was not pretty.
No, it was a nice little flick for Timon to set up, but Karma should have been able to get the touch on that, just pushed in a second too early. And when that goes through, Timon already had it on target. The whole point of that was to be a pressure play against the defense, ended up actually being a goal.
And so with that goal now, all three members of Manhattan have at least as many goals as the player with the most goals for Splice, which would of course be Karma. Jay Wismont gonna set up Karma with a shot that just angled down off the crossbar, and finally Karma and Splice are on the board.
This was a three-pronged attack on this one. Nose Dude over to Jay Wismont and Karma for the finish. These are the passes we were looking for last week. This is now the Splice we were looking for.
5 goals now on the season for the leader of the Karmi as we get underway with just under 2 minutes to go now. Game number 1. And a whistling shot that's blocked well out in front by Karma. Double pinched all the way downfield. It angles down and just had a ton of pace. Surprising that Nose Dude was even able to catch up with it, but he does, and actually created a scoring opportunity. That's broken up by Ajax and company. So now it's Nose Dude. Taken away by Timon. 1-2 now, the scoreline. Splice trying to get back into it. Really kind of got a fortunate break with that play in front. Trying to take advantage here. Jay Wismont can't get the shot down, and it's bombed away yet again. We've seen it a lot from Manhattan. Just bomb it downfield. It's like a dump and chase strategy.
Definitely is. You know, it's slowed down their pace of play. I'm not sure why they're playing around the woodwork here. They normally do a little bit better playing from the midfield and passing up. That's actually what we saw where they were successful last week. But it's interesting to see that they are going in for a lot more all-in strategies. This level of aggression, not something we saw from Splice last week. I'm curious to see if this is going to pay off for them.
That one skips across the face of the goal from Nose Dude. At least it looked like he was trying to get onto it. May have been a defender that got there first. His team on now. As that taken away by Nose Dude. Karma's lurking on the weak side. Jay Wismon in front. Great pass. And the defense from Timon breaks up the play, not allowing a clean pass to the middle. Instead, breaks it up. And again, the ball bombed away yet again by Manhattan. Jay Wismon and Karma collide in the air. Dude with the nose has to get up there. And instead, the ball's just cleared away yet again. I wonder if it's maybe just a little too hesitant from Nose Dude.
Well, when you see the double offender push-up like that, it makes sense for Nose 2 to say, hang on, I'm going to hold back and play our back third just in case something happens like this. They don't want to get punished in the last moments of this game. And there it is. You know what, Timon, he's been living in the blue half almost this entire game, and it's about time that he was able to play that one through.
So Timon technically with an assist there, but really, you could really feel like two of his goals here with this hat trick were mostly unassisted. He's been doing a lot of work, as you said, by himself. Those dude not able to get under this, so Manhattan will take game one. And now for Splice, you go back to the drawing board and wonder what went wrong.
Manhattan played really well. You know what? It was hard to watch the tape from last week for Manhattan because it really didn't make a lot of sense to watch a game with Aunt Jemima playing in place of Ajax. And now that they've come in, they're in full form. One, Timon is a lot more comfortable playing up in the offensive. And two, and their rotations look a lot more solid than we saw last week. Splice now can say, all right, now how do we adjust to what we've seen in game one? But in reality, Manhattan, holy cow, they look really good. All of their plays are continually assisted by teammates. They don't have anything that's really, other than the actual Timon flip, the little flick that he played through, nothing was overly aggressive from that team. They're not playing very risky, and that's working out for them. Splice, on the other hand, they pushed up a lot. Jay Wismont and Karma got a little bit tied up together, and so Nose Dude is playing back on the third and trying to keep things together on defense in case they get punished. But at the end of the day, that's not their style. That's not what they're expecting, and they need to come into this one fresh with a new idea.
I would think especially for Splice, you want to see a lot more shots. There were only 8 shots that entire game between both teams combined. You want to see Splice especially lighting up the scoreboard because none of them are shooting a particularly high percentage. It really feels like if they're going to be successful, it needs to be kind of a volume shooter mentality. Get shots on net. Sometimes you just have to throw the ball at the net and hope good things happen.
The firing squad, right?
Right, exactly. Throw it at the net, good things will happen. If they embrace that strategy, we'll see if that turns things around for them or if they go with some other option. It's Karma taking the kickoff in game number 2 and loses it back to Nose Dude. He's coming right back in. We'll see which team gets the opening opportunity in game number 2. Really, it took forever, it seemed like, in that first game for anybody to really get a chance where you think, okay, they should score here. So see if that picks up a little bit here in the second game. You
know, sometimes you got to test the pH level in the pool before you jump in, Stacks, and that's going to be important for teams who are battling for the first time with very, very limited experience with one another.
Big demo there from Karma, as now Malachus will try to set up Manhattan for their first opportunity. Timon with a demo on J-Wiz as well, but nobody in the center for that centering pass, and so the play goes for naught. Nose Dude looking to set up Karma, but now she's got to retreat as Malachus was there to intercept. Great read, great recognition on the part of Manhattan. They really seem to be blowing up these midfield plays before they can even get started for Splice.
Part of controlling that midfield is that Splice's passes are a little bit too slow, and you're watching players like Malachus come in and quickly cut those off or deny the advance here from Splice. They're getting stuck in their own zone as a result. Hit them a little bit harder, got to move a little bit faster. The pace is not matching what Manhattan's putting up.
Karma can run onto this one. Skied up towards the ceiling. Can she read the rebound? No, she got hit from behind by Malachus, but there's Jay Wismont there to capitalize on the rebound. Splice have their first lead of the series.
You know, it actually looked like this one was going to be a wash because Karma got pushed against the wall. Malachus technically passing the ball through on the finish through there for Jay Wismont, but being able to shadow the play like that and knowing that, hey, I can come in and pick this up where she leaves off, that's great teamwork and good communication. Splice now ahead. This is a potential for them.
Nose Dude, very aggressive play up near the ceiling to challenge that. We'll see if Nose Dude plays forward a bit more. He had been playing back quite a bit behind Karma and Jay Wismont. Here he's trying to start the play from the back line. Oh, Jay Wiz and Nose Dude both up after that ball. Big double commit, and it leaves Karma all alone at the back to contend with this. Trying to do what she can with it. Left for Nose Dude. Backboard play intended, but Ajax is there, and it counts technically as a save as it's close enough to the crossbar.
I think those over-the-shoulder passes are going to work really well for them if they can get those executed in the orange zone. Playing them from the midfield doesn't give them much room because they're quickly being challenged and losing possession. If they can get it a little bit farther closer to the box, I think that those could be turned into goals and potentially into a lot more opportunities to capitalize on for the team to potentially crash in.
Jay Wismont looking for Karma. Trying to get one in front, and has, but it's swatted back viciously by Malakis. And Nose Dude, he can't clear the zone either. Again, Manhattan just smothering Splice, but it's Splice who have the lead in game 2, looking to tie up the series. Karma now over Malakis. Got there cleanly, but Timon's there to break up the play. Only as far as Nose Dude with the clear, but Ajax solid at the back. Plenty of saves for Ajax, actually led the team in goals and saves despite not even playing in their second series.
Yeah, he's an incredible player, and again, being able to hold up a lot of the offense on that team has been key for them. When they play without him, it doesn't look great. Wow. Karma, Jay Wiz.
Yeah, it's been a great tandem. Karma and Jay Wismont way up top. Just precision pass right on the nose of Karma, and a 2-0 lead now for Splice.
When it went above the woodwork there, I did expect the defender to be able to clean it out and play it out to the wing, and when that falls through and Karma's there to answer, yes, yes, yes. That is the Splice that we've been waiting for.
Ajax will drop this one down. Unfortunately for him, Nose Dude is right there. Dunks one that goes across the goal line, but nobody there on the other side, understandably. Now Timon, not quite able to recover from the ceiling. Nose Dude looked like he kind of cut in front of Karma. That forced her back a little bit. Turns and takes the shot. And Timon's there for the save. Been plenty of saves, plenty of defense all around for Manhattan so far. Nose Dude now trying to get Malakis in the air early. He did, but could not finish at the end. Still chaos in front. And Jay Wismont with his 4th goal of the series, or of the season, gives Splice a 3-0 lead.
Timon touches this one over the top of the car, and it looked like it was going to be a clean out if he could get the flick through, and when he loses possession, and all of a sudden all of Splice is crashing in, you know that the rotation's done, and all 3 are going to be making the big mark here.
So the 3-0 lead now for Splice. Big rebound from game number 1. Now they just have to hold on for about a minute. It's Timon. Maybe looking for Ajax, instead goes inside, and Ajax has to go over top of him to try and make a play. Karma avoids some contact and gets the save and clear as well. And look at this, turning it into offense on the other end. It's Karma with her 7th and a 4-0 lead now for Splice.
Did you think that we were going to have a 4-0 walking out of this after watching game 1? Because I certainly did not, but man, they have really turned this around. The chemistry and the synergy we're seeing from Splice, this is the stuff that we saw in replays when we watched tape before the Rivals series. These are the things that they've been practicing.
What a quick turnaround for Splice as well, after really having felt like they had to have been outplayed significantly in that first game, not playing nearly up to par. This time around in game 2, it's a whole new story. That double commit, though, between Jaywiz and Nose Dude might have cost them another goal. Granted, it's a nice problem to have when you're still up 4-0 with 30 seconds to go. Nose Dude will send another one down, looking for Jaywiz. I do wonder, though, I think, with the double commits that we've seen from Splice, yes, they're winning, but not all wins are created equal as Jaywiz. That, however, is a fantastic pass to him.
Not all hat tricks are created equal as well. But man, look at this touch. Beating 2 defenders out and then Jay Wismont in for a finish. Season opening, he's going to take it as quickly as possible. It's a little bit loftier than I think I would expect. And if they'd had a second defender back on the line, that could have been closed out. But they get in there quick, and it's important to be able to see those gaps and take advantage as quickly as possible.
I think it's very possible they may have answered the question, are they maybe looking past Manhattan towards that matchup with Incognito? Because you know that they have to have that match on their minds, but they certainly bounced back in a big way here in game 2. I think that first game was more of a wake-up call for Splice, and they have answered the call with a 10-shot or 11-shot barrage on Manhattan.
One series at a time.
Yes.
That's how you have to play the rival series, and there's no question that Splice is doing a great job. Coming into game 2, I saw a lot more passing play. I saw a lot more success and you know what? They did double commit a lot, but at the same time, they were communicating well, and they made sure that when they did have a double play up, that there was someone back. You continually saw Nose Dude sitting on the back midfield again. You'd see Jay Wismont waiting. He was really trying to be the third man, and on a lot of the plays, if he could pick up the scraps, he would definitely go for it. We saw a lot of a slowdown from Manhattan, and I'm actually pretty surprised because when Manhattan played last game, we felt like that they were pretty good in terms of being able to make quick passes and get into the play as quickly as possible. Timon was overly offensive, and it worked really well for them. They slowed down a lot of this, and I'm not sure why they decided to change it up this game.
They had 6 assists coming into this week. All 5 of their goals in that game had an assist for Splice. It didn't matter if it was a beginning passing play, an advanced passing play. They made the plays they needed to move forward, finally get a win here in game number 2, and now they can move forward in the series. A big third game between Splice and Manhattan. The winner, 1 win away in this series from getting a much-needed win in the standings because we're at the halfway point and it becomes crunch time. It'll be Karma to start things off for Splice, and Ajax has the save, more importantly banging it off the corner there, and another intercept at midfield. Malicus up for it quickly, trying to make the adjustment, didn't have a lot of boost to work with, and that play will die right there in front of the goal. Jaywiz, I think, was looking for a kind of a dump off to Karma. It didn't work out, and it will be kicked back into the Manhattan defensive end as the teams go back and forth. You wonder when that first strike is going to come. It could come here after the miss by Ajax, and Timon just dumps this off to the corner. Now Timon intercepted by Jay Wismont. Almost dunked that right into the net. Wouldn't that be a way to get the first goal of the game? We've seen some crazy things happen over these first two weeks and a game of the North American Rival Series. I don't even know if that would take the cake necessarily. Here's Karma off the pass from Nose Dude. That goes away to the corner. And again, Splice threatening early, but not able to break through immediately against Manhattan's defense.
The tactics that worked last game have been shut down. Manhattan's rotations on defense look a lot more crisp. They're also clearing directly out to the wing. They're not playing any funny business in front of the box. That's a smart move for them because then they can control the pace of play on their own terms while still having boost. They really don't have to worry about a whole lot of that. The transition now into offense, that's going to be the tough part because there is a lot of pressure coming from Splice at the midfield.
Kind of a delayed flip there from Nose Dude, trying to stall out the attackers as he tries to go by them. Now Jaywiz looking for Karma. That tandem has been outstanding so far in this series. But it doesn't work out here, and instead it's Jaywiz who has to stay all the way back, dealing with the pressure from Manhattan. Good pass across, but as we've seen Manhattan do plenty of times so far in this series, Karma is up there to interrupt the passing play, and it's Nose Dude with the goal. Nose Dude, of all people, has been the low man on the totem pole for Splice, but he gets a big one here in Game 3.
He has definitely been the most conservative in this series, which is a bit surprising because I felt like Karma would be the one playing back and allow him and Jay Wismont to go forward. It does do him a good measure in terms of they're able to come up, he can grab midfield boost, and then he can come in and challenge quickly where the defenders don't expect him. And that's really, really good when you have a team where you haven't played against them a lot.
It'll be Jay Wismont now looking for Karma on the side, but again, that pass intercepted by Malicus. Ajax now after the miss by Karma on the wall. Again, nothing brewing though for Manhattan. Really, it does feel like Splice have done an outstanding job of keeping the ball out from in front of the net, right in the middle of the attacking zone for Manhattan. That's been their best opportunity in a long time, but Malicus slammed one wide.
I think that was pretty much in. I'm actually very surprised that they hit the woodwork. And then the team making a smart move, controlling the play. They'll take a back pass instead of pushing back into Splice because that would give them back possession. Instead, they get another shot at this potentially if they can transition back out.
Timon trying to do just that. But Karma with the intercept, tough angle, can't convert. Also had to deal with the defense in and around the net. And now this goes almost over Karma, but she's able to catch up with it. And a good pass back towards Ajax, but again, one good pass isn't enough. You really need two, sometimes three good passes to work your way downfield, and we just haven't seen it often enough for Manhattan. This could be an opportunity though, as Karma has to dump one off to the corner, and Timon goes flying by. Forgot to take the ball with him, and Nose Dude has the clear. Just turned it into offense on the other end as well. That shot just high though. The defense of Timon, credited with a save, needs another clear away with Jay Wismont bearing down on him, and Malakis again with Karma coming in hot, has to make the clear. There's a lot of pressure in the last minute and a half or so from Splice that we weren't necessarily seeing, even though they scored first.
They do want to get that second one on the board. I don't think they can sit back and wait for a play to come in from Manhattan. The conservative style won't work in their favor just yet. With only 1 minute and one down, they still need to make a commit, and it's looking like they are. Again, we've watched Jay Wismont and Karma both going up for plays like this. Here's a chance on an open goal. But at the same time, really a part of this, taking those shots, is also forcing those defenders back and forcing Manhattan to play a pressure situation that they're not comfortable in and that they can't get out of their own half.
Almost a 2-goal swing there too, with Karma missing that opportunity and Manhattan bringing it right back. They almost tied the game up, but it remains 1-0 with less than 30 to go. Big challenge from Karma, not only got the ball, but took Timon out as well. Jay Wismont all the way back to Timon off the respawn. Not able to go any further than midfield. Splice have set up a big wall at the center line. Ajax has to work the length of the field for Manhattan. That's at least over Karma. Nose Dude there for the backup. Only 3 seconds remain. Last chance for Manhattan, and it will not come to pass. Splice have a 2-1 series lead.
Despite what looked like a very Splice-heavy offensive game, they're only 2 difference in terms of they have 2 more shots on goal. Manhattan still had a lot of chances to make the magic happen. It just felt like that those were a little bit wasted. Also, Ajax was completely robbed on that shot from the woodwork. It really did look like they were going to get a potential for overtime. But overall, Manhattan, they're adjusting, and they're making the right moves to get back into this series. Splice is being a little bit more conservative, and I think that that's the right move when they get ahead. Well, if we're not necessarily able to put something between the sticks, let's at least keep our opponents from doing so by holding onto that midfield and maintaining a lot of boost control.
Doesn't feel like Manhattan have had any more than 5 shots in the game. I think that win that they had in game number 1 was their highest shot output so far. They only end up with 4 this time around in game 3. So now, what we were talking about with Splice after game 1 almost becomes the key for Manhattan, right? Into game 4, where it's a must win. You almost throw caution into the wind at this point and say, all right, we're going to throw everybody forward. We're going to just chuck it at the net, see what happens.
It felt like when we entered the blue zone, that Manhattan's passing game just kind of fell down. I don't know where it went, because when they're on defense, they know exactly what to do. They know to make a quick clear, they pass it up, they run parallel to each other. It's like they pass that 50 line and they immediately lose control. They got to keep possession. That's going to be important for them in this match.
Well, it's a must-win for Manhattan. Whatever they are trying to fix, it has to be fixed right now. 5 minutes on the clock. Perhaps one more time between Splice and Manhattan. And it's Ajax trying to win the kickoff early. Karma's right there, though. And the plan works out perfectly for Splice as we're underway. Ajax. Can he get this to the backboard? He can, but Karma's right there. And that's something that's really become a staple of high-level Rocket League play, both in Europe and especially more recently in North America. Backboard defense, being proactive, not letting anybody get those rebound opportunities. We saw that it was that Northern Gaming style of offense way back in the beginnings of the RLCS, where all they would do is pepper the backboard, and they'd create so many scoring opportunities. Now more and more we see those opportunities cut out very early. Malakis now looking for Ajax, found him, but nobody able to capitalize on the play because nobody was forward, and Nose Dude just had a booming clear from where? The backboard. Jay Wiz right there to be blocked by Ajax, but again, that ball's coming right back into the orange zone. It's not a rerun, it's just Splice on the offensive end over and over and over again. This is on target from the ceiling and set away by Ajax, but they're not done just yet. That one's on target as well from Jay Wiz, or rather Nose Dude, and Timon has the save. He's had to make quite a few in the last 2 games.
That was a great pass from Nose Dude to Karma to set it back, and it was a great shot on goal. I think Manhattan's doing a good job keeping the line very, very clean. They don't push out too much. They're not getting baited yet. That's important for them, but they also have to keep in mind that if they're going to be able to play like that, shots to the wing also have to have a teammate there. Otherwise, they're going to get passed right back in. Splice is playing from the outside in, and their goal is to get something directly in front of the box.
Ajax trying to do exactly that, but he's cut off by Nose Dude. Karma's given one away, though. This is a chance now for Manhattan, starting to swarm into the offensive end. Timon is there, got the touch, but Karma has the save. Boy, it looked like Timon really had to contort his car just to get that opportunity, but Karma right there, right place, right time to make a critical save early on.
Just scooped it out of there. It looked like it was directly over the line, and a great play to hold onto that. Again, actually watching Splice's defensive rotations, they've gotten a lot better in this series, and as I say it, Timon finds it's a very tiny gap, though, to be able to play this off.
It really is, because you can see the defenders converging here, especially Jay Wismont from the right side. Timon has a very narrow window to fit that through, but he got it there perfectly.
Mere pixels.
Pixel perfect placement. Say that a million times fast. It's not easy. Jay Wismont, I think was going to try to for a moment.
I refuse.
Karma now off the backboard looking for Jay Wiz or Nose Dude, anybody to be there, and instead it'll be sent away by the defense of Manhattan. Of course, Manhattan now striking first in a game they have to win. Nose Dude looking to answer back, and Karma could not catch up to a ball in front of an open net. And this will be cleared away. I think Manhattan's going to breathe a big sigh of relief because they dodged a big one there. Oh, they may not get away with it after all, though. Still in front. It hit the post, it hit the crossbar, and finally it hit Jay Wismont into the net.
If they had missed this one, I wouldn't have known. It was a great follow-up. It was committed. Jay Wismont beating there for 3 touches to make the finish. Goodness, that got my heart going.
Yeah, and you know what? After what we saw from Splice last week, it was almost kind of like a Murphy's Law thing. If it can go wrong, it will, and it almost did for Splice there. But they have tied the game with a chance to close out Manhattan. Pass ahead intended, I think, for Nose Dude. Karma kind of delayed her attempt to follow it up. And we've seen it so often from Splice. The team plays, the concept is there, the execution maybe not so much. Demos left and right. Big blast from Ajax, but the shot wide, and Nose Dude now will take over. But everybody retreats. Nose Dude taking this all by himself. You wouldn't normally expect that, again, from a guy who's been very quiet so far, and Jay Wismont dropping one down right in front of Ajax. Just another missed opportunity for Splice.
Coming in close again. They're getting these absolutely as close as they possibly can because there's not a lot to play with. Manhattan's defense is really, really good this game. Splice is doing a good job trying to find openings, but we're watching players like Malekis come through and close everything out that they possibly can. Got to open the door somehow.
Nose Dude, tough angle. Again, had everything to shoot at and missed the net. Jay Wiz trying to come up and complete the play. What does it turn into? A 2-goal swing back the other way. Timon, yet another goal.
That was a sick shot. Karma came in from the corner, and instead of going for the boost, tries to come forward. But when she gets into position, she's too low to actually make any time for the shot, and that thing came in like a rocket. These infield passes give so much extra speed.
I mean, we could have spent an hour talking about what Ajax means to this Manhattan team, but it really has been Timon, especially on the offensive end, who has really carried Manhattan so far in this series. He may have just carried them to a 5th and deciding game against Splice, but there's still 30 seconds to go, at least. Chance for Karma. She's going to pop it backwards towards Jay Wismont. Very patient play, not panicking under pressure. Jay Wiz looking for Karma across the way. Instead, it's Nose Dude who somehow ended up with that ball. I expected that was going to be taken away from him. It was not. Now it goes back towards the Splice net. They have to go the length of the field in only 3 seconds, plus however long they can keep this ball in the air. They barely do. And now Karma, can she carry this all the way through?
My!
Oh, it's Malekis who stops it at the end, but they haven't cleared it just yet. Now they have, or have they? There's still life for Splice somehow. Boy, after Karma narrowly missed tying this game, now they could still get an opportunity. high off the backboard. It'll angle down a bit. Still popped up. Can Nose Dude keep it alive? He can. Splice refuses to die here in game 2, and another save in front. Manhattan have had to play defense for about 6 minutes to finally kill off Splice in game 4. And now we finally go on into game 5.
My hands have been in the air for like 30 seconds.
Jeez.
What was that? Oh man. Ring around the rosy. Almost getting it through, and it was really, really close. I got to give it to him. That's about as good as it gets when you're trying to play that 0-second buzzer.
Oh my god, I think all the at least half the numbers that you see on the scoreboard there, they had to have come in the final 2 minutes, especially that, I don't know how long it was, it had to be at least 45 seconds that they were still in the air. Oh, it did. I think Subi's beard even grew a little bit during that period between 0 and the actual end of the game. It was amazing. But Manhattan, they survived 2 great scares from Splice, and now they are forced a 5th game. They can all just sit back for a moment to go, whew, now what's next?
Wow. So Manhattan holding on for dear life out of that play, the juggle of the century. But I'm going to say it, Ajax, holy cow. He is the fulcrum of every single important play that we saw out of Manhattan. He's at the center of everything. You mentioned it, Timon. He's extremely strong on the aggression. Malicus really playing well on defense. Ajax fits the mold. He plays into the center, and he is what they're building the system around.
So now it is game 5 between Splice and Manhattan. What a start to the North American Rival Series here in week number 3. And this is really where the standings really start to take shape. We could start eliminating teams from that top 2 contention this week, especially if a team happens to go 0-3. That's what Splice is trying to avoid. They're going to contend with Malicus and Ajax, though. Jay Wismont has done that, but Karma not able to catch up to this. Timon has her beat, looking for Ajax, but the pass just off the mark and intercepted by Nose Dude. Jay Wismont now. High arcing clear out of the zone. Karma has that on target, but Ajax there waiting. And it's an easy clear for him, and Timon maybe less easy for him, is a little bit of pressure there along the goal line. And Ajax and Malicus will combine to get rid of this ball. Nose Dude now. Individual play. Jay Wismont looking to follow up. Karma's there. Had to take kind of the scenic route to get there. And now it's Timon all the way downfield, recognizing only Nose Dude's back. Can Ajax catch up to this? He can, but that's cleared away by Jay Wismont. The idea was there for Manhattan. It just took a little too long to develop.
Certainly have the concept down. They want to play that backboard, but if you don't get it high into that top 45-degree angle, it's not going to waterfall for you, and it pushes too far to the front of the box. So if you have someone who's trying to crash in, they might not get the angle that they're expecting because they have to come in a little bit slower than they want to.
Timon has that kick up off the other ramp along the bottom, and it goes to Jay Wismont. Coming right back into Karma. What a read from the leader of Team Splice. This will kick out towards mid, and Jay Wismont now looking to make a passing play. It's Nose Dude, and his shot blocked off by Malicus. Coming up on the 3-minute mark again in game 5. Big match for both of these teams as we start to look forward towards the end of the season, where, you know, match wins become such a precious commodity because you have so few opportunities remaining after this week.
You know, we talked about Manhattan. They win this one, they go 2-1. They look good. They go positive. But if Splice don't win this one, then their next game against Incognito is so important. They really got to put one up right now if they want to hold on to that top 4 contention. Otherwise, this is going to be tough for them.
It's Karma against Ajax. And really stays with this play through 2 defenders. Nose Dude up there to challenge as well. And I think we really have seen the evolution of Nose Dude so far in this series. He really has taken a more proactive role in the attack. Karma thought about challenging Malicus, instead takes the long road back and makes the challenge in her own zone after making Malicus commit to an attack. Now Jay Wiz thought about going up, We see that a lot now from Splice. You know, they think about making a challenge, they think better of it. They're more patient in their plays. Karma can't finish, but Jay Wismont can. The follow-up from Jay Wiz has Splice in front.
I was so scared because, again, we had a very similar situation to what we saw last game, to where it was like, man, they're just on the line. They've got to make the finish over. Jay Wismont's a finisher, man. He comes through, he sees the play, he's got an eye on the ball at all times. It's so important to have a player like that on your team.
So now Karma, wow, really struggled with that play. Jay Wismont, boy, did he pre-jump, and boy, did it not work out. Timon goes right by him, and we're all tied up.
They needed a stronger clear than that, and when Nosegood goes into double commit with Karma, they lose a lot of ground on defense there. I don't think they're necessarily prepared to rotate in. As a result, man, Manhattan, they just know what they're doing up there. They have a lot of confidence when they can play to the goal, and when you get an answer that quickly in a Game 5 scenario, I think you've got a lot of momentum on your side.
No panic on either side, but it's Manhattan who get another quick answer. It's just been bang, bang from Manhattan, and they're in front.
Nosedude got stuck on the ground, and I don't know what the missed recovery was. Karma doesn't have enough air to actually make the play above the crossbar where she needed to, and so this one rolls through directly back to the offense for a clean finish. Man, when I said that they were going to have a little bit of momentum playing off that, I didn't know they were going to do it right away, Stacks.
And Jay Wismont up there looking for a quick equalizer. This game has been turned on its head by the play of Manhattan. Down late, or near the middle of Game 5. They managed to get 2 unanswered, and now they're the team looking to take a huge win here in Week 3. It'll be Nosedude. Blocked by Malekis, it looked like. It looked like he wanted to go downfield. Jay Wiz able to fight off Malekis now. And now it's Karma, who's dispossessed. Ajax just being a thorn in the side of Splice. They saw Malekis had the shot, and it's Karma who goes just underneath because she had to make the save. Nosedude needs to set this up for Jay Wismont and said he's got to come back. Somebody, perhaps Karma, has to challenge, and she's a little late to the party, so Timon able to drop it deep into the Splice corner. Down to 33 seconds. That's falling towards the net, and it goes all the way across from Ajax. That may be the dagger for Manhattan.
Wow. Manhattan plays this through. Again, Nosedude's stuck a little bit on the ground. He's got to get up a little bit sooner than that. You don't want to pre-jump those kind of plays, but you do want to anticipate a potential there when you don't have anyone behind you. This was a tough play to run through. Now down 30 seconds. Here's the time for Splice. If they want to show up for this game, they've got to get it to overtime.
They've been in this position before. They had a 2-1 series lead. They weren't able to close it out, and it may be a similar story here in Week 3. Karma all the way downfield. Got a great redirect from Nosedude to drop this down, and the entirety of the Manhattan defense is there to slam the door shut and secure a win here in week number 3. Ajax, Timon, and Malekis get a big win over Splice, coming from behind in the series, coming from behind in Game 5. The comeback kids